Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Doug. Coming at you live from outer space. Yeah. So, I just came from Nurkish's show. You don't stream when there's a Nurkish premiere. You don't do it. So I've been watching that. Hope y'all's doing good. I'm doing pretty good. It's a fairly nice day. I mean, it's a little rainy, but at least it's not raining. We got plenty of people here in the chat. We got Tonic Mole. We got Model 316. We got Serena. We got Mecca McCheese. We got Eric Hawkins from Hawkins Park. Glad you guys stopped by. You know, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. It's a good day. We're trying to save the world from the Napalm Brothers. Speaking of saving the world, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Yeah. First, let's talk about Napalm Brothers. Napalm Brothers is at $1,016. 203% of its goal. We're wanting to hit that $1,500. The 11-page ash can has been up to a 15-page ash can. Tony Sizzle is doing a 4-page story about the gorilla from Napalm Brothers. So the ash can is going to have 2 stories in it. You do not want to miss out on Tony Sizzle's story. It's going to be great. So you definitely want that ash can to go out there. So be sure to keep sharing this thing. If you haven't backed, please consider it. We got a $5 PDF and a $10 ship book. The book will ship in a Gemini mailer, be bagged and board, be ready to go. So yeah, there's that. And I also want to give a shout out to Ashton Jackal. He's one of my YouTube / Twitter buddies on making this new campaign video for us. So if you haven't watched that, go check that out. We got Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? He's talking about Bongo the Groovy Gorilla. That's right. That's right. We only need $500 to get there. And then you're going to get 15-page ash can with a 4-page story about Bongo the Gorilla by Tony Sizzle. I mean, that is just too cool. But I'll let Dave drop that link there in the chat, and he's been really good about doing that. I want to thank the Comic Book Hut. No, I don't tape bags, Eric. Eric says, but with a bag, the comic comes in be taped. No, I don't tape the bags, but I do fold the tab because I don't like mine. I don't like mine taped. I always go to pull it apart, and either the tape comes off and it's fine, or it just makes a big mess and tears everything up. And then I don't want it to stick to the book when I'm pulling it out. So I don't tape them, but I do fold it and tuck the thing in there. If you want to tape it when you get it, you can. That's up to you. So we got Ashton Jackal with us. We were just talking about your video and how much we appreciated you doing that for us. Go check that out. The link's there. Back the book if you want to. It's Sixth has been out there promoting this on his own. He's been doing a good job. If you haven't seen his, you can look on my channel. We did an interview. He did an interview on Pocket Jacks Comics. Go check that out. It's Preston Poulter did a really good interview with him. This morning, he was on with George Alexopoulos. They had recorded a podcast and posted it. Some really good stuff there. Sixth is a pretty interesting guy. And so go check that out. I really... Shut up, Eric. Shut up. I'll meet you in Hawkins Park. Oh, man. Tonic Mole says, the Sizzle is an amazing sequential artist. He really is. Sam says, the Hut has been good to... Man, the Hut has been good to me in general. He's been promoting Legends of the Lone Wolf. He's been promoting Napalm Brothers. If you back the support the troops tier on either one, he is going to draw you either a Lone Wolf picture or Napalm Brothers. It's going to be a full-size page of artwork by the Hut. And he's going to send, like on Napalm Brothers, we're sending 10 copies of Napalm. If you get back that, he's going to match it. He's going to take 10 of his own comic books from his stash and send them to Operation Gratitude to match that. You can't beat that. That's pretty awesome. He's a good guy. Love him, hate him. You can't deny that he's a good guy. So, we appreciate those people. We appreciate everybody's been sharing that. But today, I've heard through the grapevine that it is Tonic Mole's birthday. And he's also launched his project today on Indiegogo. And his project is called Saving the World. Boop! Right there we go. Saving the World, #1. And let's refresh this real quick. We are at 54% on this with 30 days left. This can be backed today. We need to get this backed today. I want to see this hit the $500 goal. He's got 30 days left. Make it happen, people. I will drop the link in the chat. If you want to go check that out, you can go check it out. I'm going to try to get something where I stream during the day and a lot of people work. I'm going to try to get with Tonic Mole and either record something that we can air during the day or something. Because this book, I love the art style. So he's got a video here. Well, we might watch that in a minute. But let's look at some of the artwork. Now this is what I like. We got this artwork here. Which, let me see if I can zoom in on it. Wrong way. Oh, wrong way. There we go. There we go. If you look right there, I don't know if you can tell what that is. It's Lone Wolf issue 1! But one cool thing he did, he was like, hey, anybody want to send me the covers to their comics so I can put them in this? And he's got real comics here. So, like, there's Lone Wolf, and there's, like, all kind of stuff floating around there, which is awesome. And there's, like, a girl there with her, I'm usually not into the girly books. That's not my thing. But I like his art style. And it's not really a girly book. It's kind of it comes across to me in a humorous way. He uses it for humor. Tonic Mole says Lone Wolf is Kira's favorite comic, and that's awesome. That's so cool. And I like Tonic Mole. He's a really cool guy. He's got a lot of cool ideas, and he's just really passionate about making comics. So kind of hit it off with him. But I like the art style a lot. Let me zoom back in on this. It's like select a perk now. So, I mean, I like the faces. He said the colored image on that last page was by Ryan Faust. So, that's really cool. But I like this little art. I like this art style a lot. And this picture, right here, the color one, that's by Illustrator Monk, isn't it? I think you said. So, just keep checking this out because this is his first campaign. And one thing, like, throughout the Lone Wolf campaign, the whole campaign changed constantly. Dude is learning. He's adapting. We'll see this. I'm guaranteed we'll see more stuff added to the campaign. We'll see stuff change. Keep checking it out. If you're not quite sold on it, if there's not enough there, send him a message. Ask him about it. Keep looking at the campaign. You never know. But let's look over some of the perks here real quick. Got a $5 digital edition. This book is also, he says, is currently 25 pages, and it's a 25-page main story with a 4-page short. That's really cool. But here you can get the digital edition for $5. Then you've got the digital and physical for $15. Another thing about this, I believe this is shipping included. This is the one I backed this morning. Very affordable. Go check it out. Like I said, that's a good price, very affordable. This right here is a really good tier. My thing is, I don't have places to put all this artwork, and I hate throwing it. I've got a stack like over there, and I don't have nothing, and I hate piling it up. This is the one I really wanted to back, but I didn't. But the digital and physical plus a sketch, so you get both copies, and then he'll make you a sketch, and shipping's included on this stuff. That's a good deal on that. Then we go down, and you've got this right here is awesome. You get the digital, physical, plus an original page of the artwork. And one thing I liked about his original pages is he's went back and changed some of the story, so the original page of art might be different from what's actually in the book. Like, so that is really cool. I don't know. Original art to me is cool, anyways. If you can get a page of original art with a story, just think maybe this takes off next year, and people, are like, man, that Tonic Mole guy. We got Saving the World issue 10 out there, and you've got the original art. That's just really cool. Mecha McChee says just back. That's awesome. That's awesome. We got to support underground comics with an X. We'll refresh this. We want this to be funded today. Let's watch Tonic Mole's video. You guys want to watch this video? Let me turn my desktop audio on so you guys can hear this. Let's watch this video. Let's make it full screen. I broke it, I think. Turn it up. Alright. Let's watch this.
Hello, my name is Tonic Mole, and I want to thank you for stopping by my Indiegogo campaign for Saving the World. Saving the World begins with two heroes, Kira and Nora, and this comic goes to really focuses on introducing them and the world that they live in. But as the series continues, that expands, and I hope to introduce a unique, dynamic, and cohesive shared universe of superheroes that has influences not only from the traditional Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, stuff like that, but even the more alternative and underground press like Ghost World and The Crow. I have a lot of different influences that have all really come together to hopefully create a unique comic for you to check out. This campaign is for issue number 1. There will be stretch goals for ash cans by guest artists, written by me but with a guest artist, and they will help in this campaign. You should start to see that universe taking shape. But the real focus is on Kira and Nora, our two primary heroes from the get-go. And the first issue is already done and ready to print. So whenever this campaign is over, that comic will be sent to print and to you as soon as possible. The digital copies will be immediately after the end of the campaign. So with your help, I hope that we can really create this shared universe that we can all explore together and meet all these interesting dynamic characters over the issues as it continues on. And this Indiegogo campaign, I hope, will jumpstart that adventure that we can all take together. And I want to thank you for stopping by, and I hope you contribute. And if you can't, if you don't got money right now, that is no problem. You can share it, tell everybody about it, and just get the word out there, and that will be more than enough help. I want to thank everybody, and I hope to see you around.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think that's something that you need to go check out. Like I said, Edwin's giving him some pointers here in the chat. We keep checking on his page. It will continue to change. This is his first campaign, and I know on my first one, I just kept adding stuff and changing and doing stuff all the time. The dude's got good artwork. It's really fun artwork. That's it. It grabs me, and I don't know. It just looks fun. I really want some more fun stuff. I know the dude is very into 90s, and you listen to stuff he's influenced by. It's a lot of stuff I like, stuff I kind of grew up on. I assume that we're pretty close to the same age. Actually, we talked about it some, but he's a very cool guy, very enthusiastic about comic books. Go check that out. Give it some love if you're so inclined. And like he said, if you don't have money, share it. Share the link. Share his post on Twitter. Every little bit helps. It obviously doesn't hurt. But yeah, we got some more people popping in the chat there. We've got Edwin Boyette in the chat. We've got the one and the only Mutt Man in the chat. Talking about Tonic Mole's Golden Girl shirt. Thank you for being a friend. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I sing that at work all the time because I'm crazy. We've got... Who else do we got in the chat? We got John Della Rose in the chat. What's up, John? So, got some cool people in here promoting some books, talking about some stuff. But same thing with Napalm. If you can't back Napalm and you still want to see it succeed, just share the love. That goes with any indie book. You see an indie book that you like, even if you don't have the money, retweet it, share the link. If you've got a YouTube show, talk about it. It's definitely not going to hurt anybody. So look, we've already got people in the chat. This is one thing I like. Say what you will about John Della Rose, whether you like him or not. Apparently I fly around to all these people that's a little controversial, like Comic Book Hut and John Della Rose and Preston Poulter and Edwin. But these guys are promoting books. They have no agenda other than, hey, these are some good books. These are some good people. Let's not be jerks. Let's make good books. John's already reached out to Tonic Mole and said, hey, I'll promote you on my show. That's awesome. You can't get any better than that. That is fantastic. Dave's dropping links in there. Saving the world. Napalm Brothers. Go check this stuff out. It's good stuff. I do have some bad news, though. It involves Theo Thursday. Once again, I'll have to work tomorrow. And I know I worked yesterday. I didn't stream yesterday. I was at work. But I got to work tomorrow. We're a little short-staffed. One of the guys, his kid's sick. And so, that's just the way it is. Just the way it goes. So I'm gonna work, make a little extra money, saving up for my vacation, and Edwin in the chat says John Della Rose and I are going to have a bare knuckle boxing match at Comics Gate Con. Oh, that to me would be worth the ticket just to go see that. And John says, promoting smaller creators is important for the community. It's only controversial to a couple people who want to keep control over what projects get funded. That's exactly right. This is something I've stated a million times. it doesn't matter. We don't have to get along. I don't like. I don't have to like everything you say. I don't have to like everything you do. But I can still respect what you do and let you do your own thing. And if I don't like it, I don't have to promote it. I don't have to whatever. But you just do it over there, and I'll do mine over here. There's no reason that we can't exist, separate from each other. There's no reason for me to go over there and be like, I don't like what you do. You shouldn't be allowed to do it. That's stupid. Don't like it. Making McChee says, I want to fight someone at CG Con. If they have one, I'm going. Yeah. Edwin says he's 6'2" on a tall day, 6'1" if I've been deadlifting. I'm 6'1", but I'm fat, so I don't look tall until I get close to you. I just look large. Even back in the day when I wasn't fat, I'm just big. I'm built like a bear. I'd fight somebody, but man, my back is so bad. I'd be one punch and I'd be like, ah! Not from them, it'd be me throwing a punch. It'd be like, broken, dead. Oh, man. Everybody's talking about how big they are. How big are you, boys? How big are you? You big enough for one of these knuckle sandwiches? Bears lives matters, that's right. Eric Hawkins says bare knuckle boxing in the Hawkins Park Arena at CGCon. That's right. Hawkins Park Arena. That's great. Just don't limit your style, bro. Don't limit your style. That's all I got to say. Oh man, y'all's killing me. Y'all's killing me. I think we realized that it was a joke, Edwin. You're a good dude. Everybody can get a little spicy sometimes. Things happen. Something that I posted on Twitter the other day. You get people that's passionate about things, and they're going to have disagreements. And that's something I've noticed about a lot of us in here in this chat. We're all passionate people about what we love. We want to see it grow. We want to continue doing this, and we're going to butt heads sometimes. And sometimes when we butt heads, it can get a little rough. But it's about what you do after that. It's about, it shows what kind of person you are after all that. Is what makes a difference to me. We can fight, we can carry on, but afterwards, that's what makes a big difference. And I'm all for giving people multiple chances. I'm not a perfect person. I've done lots of stupid things. You never know what's affecting somebody's frame of mind. You never know, what's going on in somebody's life. I made a lot of stupid decisions in this period of time when I worked at Walmart, because I worked third shift, and I would stay up all day because I was still young at the time. I think it was 25. That might have been 10 years ago. So I would stay up all day, run around, do stuff, play music, hang out with girls, whatever, all day long. Come home, get 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep, go right back out, go to work. After work, take maybe an hour or two nap, get up, run all day. And so I was constantly running on 3-4 hours of sleep. After 4 or 5 days, you just start getting crazy. And you don't catch up on sleep. That's some people's like, oh, I need to catch up on sleep. You don't really catch up on sleep. And your mind is affected at that point. You don't think the same. You're not in the same state of being. And for years, I run on that terrible thing. Made lots of bad decisions. Was just unhappy, miserable person all the time. It was ridiculous. Man, I got in in a relationship with a person that I never would have dated to begin with, and just let them walk all over me. And it was because I was in this really odd place. I packed up and moved like an hour and a half away from here. Just lots of stupid things. Everything I had, my music stuff, got rid of all of it. Didn't play guitar for like 2 years, which is insane. If you knew me, somebody should have like called some kind of crisis center, because I didn't even have a guitar in my apartment I lived in. For me not to have a guitar and not to play it for 2 years, let alone, like, I might go a couple days and not pick my guitar up, but for like 2 years, there was obviously something wrong. So thankfully I work third shift now, but I'm a lot more grounded now. I'm older. I can't run around all day. You guys see me here, I'll come home, I might sleep 3 or 4 hours now, but I'll sleep 4 or 5 hours later. Get some pretty decent sleep. Model 316 says, I worked third shift for 2 years in college. It was the most miserable, unproductive time of my life. That's exactly right. I was completely just obliterated. Third shift, you're not built to stay up all night and work all night and sleep during the day. You're just not made like that. We got the comic book hut in the house. Comic book hut! What's up? The hut is awesome. Like I said, he's been promoting books like crazy. Nobody's going to stop the hut. Nobody's going to stop the Napalm Brothers. Nobody's going to stop Saving the World. Nobody's going to stop any of these books, because there's nothing to stop. Underground comics, guys that love comics. If you like it, back it. If you don't, hit the road. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. The kids and the pudding pops and the Jello. You know, Rudy. Comic books is kind of silly. Yeah, they are. Comic books is kind of silly. That's just the way it be. People's dropping links. Napalm Brothers in there. I just dropped Saving the World. Go check these books out. Good stuff. Fantastic stuff. I'm tickled to death to see these books coming out. Jack Irons issue 3 will be coming out this month, I'm pretty sure. If you want to see a list of a bunch of different books on Kickstarter and on Indiegogo, go subscribe to Edwin Boyett's channel. Edwin does an indie comic show. He showcases everything. Some good stuff there. You can find some good stuff. I don't have enough money to back a lot of these, so I try not to look a whole lot, because then I'll be like, oh, my money and all that overtime I'm saving for vacation we spend on these comic books, and just can't do that. I love you guys, but I just can't do it. I actually been putting some of my guitars up for sale to try to raise some money for vacation. I bought this one because I got a really good deal on it, which I know it's in space, so it looks funny. But this is a Slash Signature Firebird, and I don't even like Slash that much. It was just a really cool looking guitar. I've had 2 or 3 Firebirds. I've played a ton of different guitars, but I'm like, would I rather vacation or have some guitar of some guy that I just kind of like? So, putting that up for sale. But I kind of thought about I was going to sell my Les Paul. I bought this Les Paul a while back. Back before I went through all that crap I was talking about working third shift, I had 2 really nice Les Pauls. Well, one was really nice and one was a turd, but it played amazing. I had an American Standard Plus Top, which was a $3,000 guitar that I bought here in my town for $800. And it just, I sold it. I was like, I'm going to move away. I'm going to sell all this stuff. Sold it. I'll never be able to get another guitar like that for that price. And it was an amazing guitar. Then I had a Gibson Les Paul Studio. It was a 90s model. And in the 90s, they used ebony wood on the fretboard, which is pretty much only on the highest end guitars now. But I paid $500 for it. It's kind of beat and all that. But I sold it, and I was thinking about selling this one. This is a 2019 tribute model, and what they mean by tribute is they cut some corners, like no quality control corners, but like it doesn't have binding. What they did instead, which I think looks great, is the body is built of mahogany, but it's got a maple top on it. On the higher end Gibsons, you can see this is just a plain. It's got figuring in it, but they usually put a flame top on it. It's got real fancy flame and a real thick finish, and then it's got binding. Well, here all they did was they left the top exposed, so it looks like natural binding, which is cool. But they put a plain top on it, and they put a really thin finish on it. And it's got a rosewood fretboard, no binding on the neck, which is really plain. And to save money on these, they went with a maple neck, which is usually mahogany. But I was really thinking about selling this thing, just because I was in a weird spot. But the thing was, I never played it. I got it, played it a couple times, put it in its case. It's the worst thing you can do. If you want a player's guitar, don't put it in its case, because you're more likely to grab the turd guitar that's sitting right next to you instead of the nice guitar or the awesome player, just because you're like, well, I don't want to scratch it up. I'll just throw it here on the. That's goofy. Don't do that. And another thing, I was like, I want something more modern. I showed you guys my headless guitar, most modern guitar ever, super flat radius. You're like, Doug, what's a radius? A fretboard, which you guys won't be able to tell, but the fretboard there has a very slight curve. You can't hardly even tell on these, but this has a 12-inch radius. That over there has either a compound or a 20-inch radius. It just means the fretboard is flatter. There's no curve to it. You know, it's got a really thin neck, super modern. This is more vintage style. These pretty much made the same as they've been making them for 50 years. I was like, I want something more modern. Well, I've got the modern guitar, and I've been playing this. This thing sounds fantastic. There's no reason to change pickups or anything in these. These sound great. This is a $1,200 guitar. I didn't pay $12 for it because I've got it on a plan where I pay just a little at a time. But I got to playing it today, and I was like, why would I want to get rid of this thing? It's great. It's a fantastic guitar. It plays way better than anything else I've got. Other than the 7-string. The 7-string plays great. So, I'm going to sell the Firebird. Which the Firebird, it's got, I got really loud right there. It's got vintage specs, but it's got a super, it's got the same radius fretboard, but the neck on this thing, which I might have talked about it before, is huge. It's got like a baseball, like you take a Louisville Slugger and cut it in half. That's what the thing feels like. And to me, I used to like that when I was younger. I guess my hands work better. I don't know. But these days, not so much. My hands get stiff. So I'm gonna try to work on some music for a couple campaigns and stuff like that. Let's see what everybody's talking about here in chat. Sorry I went on my rant about guitars. I love guitars. I love them. Dave says, I want to check out Jack Irons. I read issue 1 back in the day, and Cody actually sent me the links to read both of them, but I told him that I wasn't going to read them until I bought them. And I'm going to buy all 3 in this next campaign. I really look forward to getting those. They're going to be good. Now, Tonic Mole says for $25, someone could get both Napalm Brothers and Saving the World, like PB&J. That's true. Matt Krotz, which was on my show not too long ago. Go check that out if you didn't see that. But he says, get that Space Cowboy comic creator on your show sometime. He seems cool. He's in the DM chat where I drop links. We just got to set something up where he can get on. Might have to pre-record it and play it. Edwin says, I do like be able to point out some of the books with an easier price point, like Napalm Brothers or even Saving the World. Yeah, that's what I like too. I like these cheaper books that you can back, and with creators who have a very reasonable goal, and they're just doing it because they love it. The goal on Saving the World and Napalm Brothers is $500. You know, those guys aren't gonna make no money at this point. They're just getting the book printed. Tonic Mole and Sixth aren't gonna get paid back for the time that they spent on this, but they love doing it, and that's the book's gonna get out there, and that to me that just says something. Tonic Mole says, I think affordability is the future. Mainstream comics made the mistake of thinking the 90s boom would last forever. We got to be better than that. That's exactly right. And then now people are making the same mistake, thinking that the Indiegogo Kickstarter boom is going to last forever, and they can sell $35 comic books. It's not going to last. After the first big run, and this is something nobody remembers, but I remember it. It's supposed to be like, well, the first books are going to be big because we're going to take all that extra money and put it in the second book. But no, the second books come out and they cost more. That don't make no sense. The second book should be way cheaper because you should have took all that money and put it into this next book. But what you probably did is took all that money and spent it on a new house or a new car or something like that. Not my business, I don't guess. Making McCheese says Les Paul is life. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Les Pauls. I've always been a Fender player. I play Telecasters all the time. Love Telecasters. I've got a Telecaster I've had for 20 years now, a little bit more. But sometimes when I play Les Paul, it feels too short. Especially since I've been playing the 7-string that's got an extended scale. It just feels a little out of sorts. But I've been playing that all morning, the Les Paul, and it plays so good. Dave says, I prefer a split tuning headstock. I actually prefer headless now. I can just reach down here and tune. And I used to hate a Floyd Rose because it was so complicated to change the strings on. But after you get the strings changed on it, I kind of like a Floyd Rose. It's so easy to tune, and if you do a good job, put the strings on right and tighten it down, they'll hardly ever go out of tune. I had a cheap Jackson. I mean cheap, and I kind of would have kept it, but I just have too many guitars. Had a Floyd Rose on it, just dive bombed the crap out, never went out of tune. Dave says, what strings do you play? I prefer 11s, but I tune half step down. It really depends on what I'm playing. On the Les Paul, and this is a mistake, I'm going to have to go back up. I put 9s on the Les Paul, mostly just because my hands hurt all the time. But those are too light, and I end up bending them out of tune. I played 11s for years in standard tuning, and maybe a step down. Now I just prefer 10s, and I mostly use Ernie Ball strings. Sam says, the next few years are going to be rough for me if Doug is anything to go on bass on his hands. My joints are going to creak. Oh man, sometimes my hands just kill me, but I've been playing guitar since I was 13 or 14. And so I'm 35, I'm about to be 36. It's been like 20 years worth of guitar playing. And I've had menial jobs where I had to pick stuff up and carry stuff and use my hands because I didn't use my brain, even though I should have. I just didn't. Mecca says, if you don't play Les Paul, you're wrong. I've never played a good 7-string. Let me tell you, Mecca McCheese, if you want to try out a 7-string, Jackson right now there's two versions of this. This is the Jackson JS227. This is the one with the active mount pickups. I prefer the way this one looks. You can get it for $200 brand new. So I've got it listed on Reverb for $150, not shipped, but plus shipping. But This thing here, it's got a nice neck. It's not super huge. It sounds decent. It plays good. Super low action. This is what made me like 7-strings. Every other 7-string I'd ever tried was horrible. I was like, it's so bad. And especially since they were more budget friendly 7-strings. Hated them. Hated them so bad. This thing completely changed my mind on it. The other one I got, the headless, that thing is amazing. I have no problem switching between it and a 6-string. It's that good. So yeah, go if you go to a guitar store and check out those cheap 7-string Jacksons. Do it. Really solid made guitars. Tonic Mo says, I want to sell comics for $2.50. I do as well. There for a while on my Etsy store, I had a $5 sale where it was issue 1 of Lone Wolf shipped. So pretty much I was selling them for $2 with $3 shipping. And I sold quite a few like that. Ezra says, I miss the 80s and early 90s indie comic scenes. I get to read some of that stuff, but I wasn't really old enough then to enjoy anything. Mostly the only comics I could get a hold of were at Walmart, and so it was mostly Marvel and DC. Model 316 says, I had Charvels and Jacksons from the 80s that still play perfect. Dude, I've got to play several, and I love those. People can say what they want about them. You know, in the 90s they weren't cool to play, but you notice now those designs are going back. Super playable guitar, especially with the compound radius and the high output pickups. Like, well, actually they were high output at the time, but really they're more like the JB and stuff today, which is a pretty middle of the road, it seems like, anymore. But yeah, I love those old Charvels and Jacksons, and I actually like the Kramers that they reissued. Some pretty cool stuff. I kind of want to get one. I missed that Jackson that I got rid of. Like I said, I had too many guitars, but I'm a goober. Mecca said, I had a Schecter 7-string, probably why I don't like them. I know the old Schecters, like, I can't remember what the name was, like C7 Plus or whatever. The first ones that had the 5 on one side and 2 on the other side headstocks, those necks were just too big. It just seemed like it just murdered my hand. Dave's dropping links to Saving the World. Probably scared everybody off with my guitar talk. We've only got 10 viewers now. But hey, I appreciate you guys sticking around and just talking about random stuff. Guitars is my thing. Guitars is what I love. But this guitar is actually pretty cool. I talked about it the other day. But it's just a cheap guitar with cool features. I really wish that it was more quality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's the Variax Line 6. Pretty much it's a Yamaha Pacifica. It's like their $250 guitar, but it's got the Line 6 stuff in it. The bridge is good quality bridge. The electronics seem solid, but it's just got your standard cheap Strat pickups, which I never use. I go full modeling on it. But the neck feels like a Squier neck, and it just feels cheap. Got cheap tuners on it. They stay in tune, but I mean, it's nothing special at all. And this thing costs like close to $1,000, I believe. I got this one on sale. It was still like $700. And it's cool and everything, but I feel like that Epiphone Firebird is higher quality. If they could lower the price, if the electronics weren't the expensive selling point of this, it would be better. Tonic Mole says Terry Moore is still self-published, living the dream. He's an amazing artist and businessman. So is Brian Polito. He could sell ice to Eskimos. Oh man, Brian Polito is killing it. He's doing his own thing, doing exactly what he wants. And I believe that Doug TenNapel is shortly going to be the next Brian Polito. Of course, you know, he made a ton off Earthworm Jim, but that's Earthworm Jim. But Bigfoot Bill is going to be another contender. Doug already has a bunch of Scholastic stuff that he sells in schools. and that stuff is fantastic too. But I believe that we'll see Doug become a big contender. Which, like I said, Earthworm Jim was a big contender in the indie comics world. But I believe we'll see a more steady amount of books and him continue to have these big sales. And Tonic Mole's talking about his influences there in the chat. We'll get him on. I'll do an interview with him, and we'll talk about some stuff. Be cool to have him on. He's a good guy. But I'm going to drop Dave's been dropping links. I won't worry about it. Go check out the book. Go check out Napalm Brothers. Go check out Saving the World. It's good stuff. It's affordable. We're putting the fun back into underground. Funderground. Fundamentalist, as Six would say. But the cool thing I just noticed, I just refreshed. Saving the World is now at $290. 57% backed. This could be backed today. If you can, share the links. Tell your friends, hey friends, go look at this comic book. You might like it. You might like it! So, you definitely, want to do that. Because it's the cool thing to do. I have too much fun with this program. You guys don't even know. Yeah. So I'm sorry about tomorrow. We're going to miss out on. You see, Theo. But I'll try to make up for it with some Cosby content, or maybe do another little quick stream. But that's it for me for today. I've been streaming for about 50 minutes. That's plenty enough. I don't feel like sitting here playing video games or guitar or nothing. I got a few little projects I want to work on. Try to get something going. So, you all have a good day. Go support your friendly neighborhood indie comics merchants. Go check out the Comics Underground. Tonic Mole says Theo, Thursday is cursed. You are right, my friend. Go check out the Comics Underground. I'm dropping the link there in the chat. This page is Dave there doing the Cosby. I'm laughing. I can't do it. I can only do certain words as Cosby, and I have to work into it. It's hard to just drop a Cosby. Now if I go, Theo, Rudy, we're saving the world, you see, I can do it. But if I just go, we're saving the world, you see, it's harder to do. Which I did at that time, but I was already in the Cosby. I was channeling the Cosby. Channeling the Cosby. But yeah, I'm getting out of here. Go support your indie comics, people. Check out the Comics Underground. We'll be adding stuff all the time. It's all about supporting other creators who are on the same wavelength we are. No hive mind, no groupthink. Just doing it for the love of comics. You guys are awesome. This is one of the best parts of my day, is coming on here ranting and being a complete goober. You guys in the chat are like the best people in the world. I hit over 200 subscribers the other day. Matt C says you have to kind of work up a bit of a hernia before you go full Cosby. That's right. And there's Sam there. Sam does not like the Cosby. He doesn't like it. You see, Sam, you're Rudy and Theo and the kids. Yeah. But, like I said, this is one of my favorite parts of the day, and y'all are great. And I can't believe I'm at a point in my life where I stream every day on YouTube and I make comic books. This is like something that I could only have imagined as a child. Of course, there was no internets like this at the time, but, you guys make this stuff happen, and I appreciate it so much. Y'all have a good day, and I will talk at you later. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but sometime.